Good morning, everybody. And thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to another sipping hot tea with Miss P, where sometimes the tea be hot, hot, hot. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Um, Before I start off, y'all already know I like to thank my visor kings, my visor queens, and my visor honeys. And y'all already know the visor gang is $3.99 to join. Yeah, and this is no mods channel, so you can come over, you can pop your shit, talk your shit. Last night we had a full house. We had over 100 people, and everybody just they just eat. I mean, they got full over here. Put it that way. They couldn't get full anywhere else. They came over to Patricia Brown's house. It was crazy, but it was fun. A lot of people came out to support me and everything, so that's good. I was happy about that. I know I closed down a little bit early, but yeah, I was only going to be on maybe like maybe 2-3 hours tops, and then it was time to turn everything off. You know what I mean? Show's over. Anyway, today's lesson is what are you addicted to? So I know that with this conversation, it may bring some people out, or it may, keep people in the bushes and stuff. And some of us are addicted to something. But my thing is that when I was doing my research, the first thing when you see addiction, the first thing is somebody think about, oh, it's drugs. Addiction doesn't always have to do with drugs. Addiction can be meaning anything. You could be addicted to exercise. A woman could be addicted to hair weave or wigs and stuff like that. Like, and you know what? And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna throw myself in that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I feel like I need to go to wig rehab. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Because you see all these nice little styles and this and that and shit. You want to try it all out. You know what I mean? You want to go short one day and long the next and all of that shit. And some men, they get so confused because they try to convince the woman, hey, you don't need to be wearing all that weave in your hair. You don't need to be wearing that wig. You got beautiful hair. Why don't you let your hair breathe? Why you got to wear them wigs all the time? Girls, y'all know what I'm talking about. And what do we say? You didn't buy it. This my damn hair. But if I want to wear short hair, long hair, or whatever, you know what I mean? But we change our hairstyles. You know what I mean? We are, some of us, I'm not saying all, but some of us are addicted to something, whether it's cigarettes, exercise, food or something like that. You know what I mean? Addiction is addiction. Doesn't necessarily have to do with drugs and alcohol. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. We can be addicted. You know what I mean? But how do we overcome the addiction? First of all, your body's going to go through withdrawals. Let's just keep it real. You know what I mean? Because just say that if your body's used to smoking Newport cigarettes, right? Now your body's used to smoking Newport cigarettes, It knows the taste to it. It knows the taste. Your taste buds have gotten used to it. Mess around and switch to a cool or another brand of cigarettes. You're going to be craving that Newport because that's what your body is used to. Sometimes you got to say, you know what? I'm just gonna have to fight through it, and your body will adjust. But in the first, your body's gonna kick it out because it's gonna be like, wait a minute, wait. I'm used to Newports. Now you trying to feed me some cools? You know what I mean? Because your body's going to start craving for that. You know what I mean? That's just like a person that goes and do exercise, and don't do no exercise, or is addicted to exercise and feel like, hey, I got to go to the gym, man. I got to go to the gym. Well, you just went to the gym. You just went to the gym this morning. Now you going back this afternoon. Yeah, I gotta, I gotta go back to the gym. Then next thing that's just like an addiction. You can be addicted to exercise. You can be addicted to food. You can be addicted to sex. You know what I mean? Some men and some women too. It's just not the men that's addicted to sex. It's the women too. Some women could have an addiction. Where they gotta have it. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. You just got to have it. You know what I mean? You got to have it at least 4 or 5 times a day. You got to have it 4 or 5 times a day. And if you don't get it, then you're going to crave for it. You know what I mean? You're going to crave for it because you want it. You know what I mean? So yeah, let me put these, hey, you guys. Hi. Tommy, if you want to come up, today's, I was hoping that you would come in, because, this is more of a low key type of thing, and we are talking about addiction. And, and we, some of us, I'm not saying all, but some of us, we do have an addiction. Some of us are addicted to, to sex. Some of us are addicted to TV. Some of us are addicted, you know what I mean? And y'all already know how some of us are addicted to YouTube, and I include myself. You know what I mean? Yeah, because if they had a rehab for YouTube, I know all of us would be up in there. YouTube, listen, it wouldn't be none of us up in here. YouTube would send us all a YouTube rehab. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real with y'all. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that maybe Tommy can come up and talk to us and stuff, because I know that a while it's written. Y'all can go back and watch my page if you want. He was telling us about some of his addiction and what he was going through and how he came out of it. So yeah, I would love for him to come up, hang out, and just kind of like, just talk about it, if he wants to. It's not going to be no fussing and fighting or anything like that, Tommy. It's not nighttime, So let's hope that, let's just hope that, yeah. Let's hope that it don't get to that. But yeah, so today's lesson, what are you addicted to? You know what I mean? So I'd like to hear, somebody say, hey, I'm addicted to this, or I'm addicted to that. I don't care what it is. It could be sex, it could be porn, it could be it could be anything. It could be food. Some men are addicted to a certain lifestyle, and some women are addicted to certain lifestyle. If they don't get it, they feel like, hey, this is what I'm accustomed to. This is what, I like to drive a nice car. I like to have nice clothes and this and that. This is what I'm accustomed to. And I'm addicted to looking good. I'm addicted to, when I leave out of the house, I'm showroom new. You know what I mean? This is what I am. And some women are like that too. They're like, you know what? You ain't gonna catch me in no grocery store with no bag on my head, and you ain't gonna catch me because I gotta look good every time I step out of the house. I'm addicted to looking good. I gotta, and if anything is sagging or whatever, I'm going to get me some plastic surgery. And then what happens when you get plastic surgery? Some women, they tend to go a little bit more. Oh, well, I did go, a CC or whatever. So now I want to go an extra. I want to go up. You know what I mean? Then they want to go in and start cutting again. Then they want to go bigger. And then next thing you know, oh, you know what? I my nose is kind of looking kind of lopsided. I think I'm gonna go and get my nose done. Yeah, now you're addicted to plastic surgery. You know what I mean? Because everything now is like you just gotta have it. And if you don't have it, then you feel like, damn. my body's lacking something. I need that plastic surgery, or I need this fix, and I need that. And you may not even need nothing fixed. It's just an addiction that you have. You like the way it makes you feel. You like the way it makes you look, and therefore, you're gonna keep on doing it. That's just like a woman. There's like a woman that craves for that chocolate cake. She knows she ain't supposed to have it, but you know what? The cakes be calling you. The cake be calling you. It'd be like, you know what? Look at me. I'm all chocolatey, and I'm moist and this and that. You want some. Just you know how it is. It's just like that cigarette. It's just like that cigarette. You'd be like, you know what? I'm about to give up smoking. Today's my last pack. I'm not gonna buy no more cigarettes. Nope, nope, nope. Today, that's it. No more cigarettes for me. Then what happens? That addiction starts calling you. You know what I mean? You'd be like, damn. Then you try to hold on. You be trying to hold on, be like, damn. I know I said I'm gonna stop smoking, but damn, then your body start going through withdrawals, because y'all already know, your body start going through them withdrawals because it wants that cigarette, it wants that taste. And once you deny it, you know what I mean? It's just something that you just have to fight through, then the withdrawals come in because your body's lacking that, lacking what it wants, just like if your body is lacking that food, that cake or whatever, or that sex, and if you don't get it, your body is going to lack that. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes that craving can get so overwhelming that you will actually go out, and I'm talking about sex now. You could actually go out in the street and have sex and don't care who the person is, just to satisfy that sexual addiction, just to satisfy that beast that's in you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Let me put this link down because I thought I did, y'all. I apologize. You know what I mean? Yeah, so this is only an hour show, and like I said, it's just sipping hot tea with Miss P. And y'all know that this is my third day, I think, third day up in here. And just trying something this week. Next week it might be something different. Who knows? Who knows? So yeah, so anyways, Tommy, the link is dropped, so if you want to come up, you can. What do you say? Damn, what Candy say? George, go pull that condom out of your. What is this thing with George and this condom? And I don't know. I don't know what's going on with George. Um, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just a rumor going around or whatever. Who knows? But I don't know. It's crazy. Y'all just be covered up with all types of stuff, But you know what? Like I said, that this is YouTube. You know what I mean? So yeah, maybe George might be just he might be addicted to just sex or whatever. I don't know. You know. Um, but yeah, so the link is dropped. So if anybody want to come up, and this is only an hour show. Um, so you guys are welcome to. Erica, I thought you was on your show. I told you to stay over there, girl. Your numbers was good. And you know what I mean? Just kind of stay there and move the crowd. But you might be going back and forth. So I get that too, girl. Kudos, to get your numbers up, girl. Especially, if you got like 12, 13, 14 people in your chat, girl, don't leave. Just stay there and just hang out. You know what I mean? Hang out and stuff. Get to know you, the people that support you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because they come over and look at my little crazy butt. They be like, you know what, Patricia? We about tired of you. We about tired of you. So anyways, y'all, here is Tommy. Hey, Tommy, how are you?
Hey, Miss Patricia, what's up?
I'm good. I'm good. Well, you know what? I put up today's lesson, and today's lesson is what are you addicted to? And
Mm.
and I always say that some of us, not all of us, but some of us are addicted to one thing or another. You know what I mean? Some people are addicted to hair weave and wigs and all of that stuff, and some people are addicted to exercise and all of that stuff. So I know before you were telling us your story and stuff, but this is a whole new different crowd now. So if you want to just kind of take the floor and just kind of just talk, you can.
Well, I mean, I started drugs at a real young age, and I was always addicted to drugs ever since I first tried them. I don't know if that's genetic or not. My grandfather was a really bad alcoholic, but I was instantly, even when I tried weed, like I grew up with low self-esteem, depressed. I didn't feel like I fit in with certain people. So when I would use drugs, weed, alcohol, not even alcohol, more or less just weed and drugs. I didn't like alcohol. I didn't have a taste for it, and I never had a problem with it because I just never drank. But I got into the harder drugs as I got older, and then once I got into pills, OxyContin was around a lot in the late 90s, early 2000s. They were all over the place. People were selling them like crazy for really cheap. And that is basically the same thing as heroin. So, and I didn't even know this before I used pills like that. Like I didn't realize I was doing heroin until
Mm,
I was sick when I didn't have these pills, like physically sick.
wow.
And that was a young age. And ever since, and that addiction progressed to heroin. Later on, the fentanyl came out, with cocaine. I got on a maintenance drug, which is methadone. That's what I'm on now. I've been on that since 2004, and I haven't successfully come off of it unless I've been locked up. Like,
Mm,
it's hard. It's really addictive, but it substitutes the opioid in your brain and it allows you to get stabilized because it affects you differently. It doesn't get you high. Like when you use opiates and heroin, you get high very fast. Within seconds, you're instantly in a euphoric state. When you take methadone or Suboxone, it takes an extremely long time to get your opiate receptor to be filled. So you're not feeling high. You're just feeling, I don't know, normal in a sense, but it substitutes that monkey that's on your back with the opioids. Like I could not get a day. Like opioids are one of the most addictive things in this world. Like if you fuck around with opioids, it's hard to get off of them. You have to
wow.
constantly maintain. Your brain has been rewired. So
Hmm. Hmm.
that's what I'm on
Hmm.
now, and it's been like a 20-year period of getting locked up, being homeless in Kensington, which is North Philly. It's one of the worst hoods in America. They sell heroin and crack openly on the streets. People get high openly on the streets. The cops are right there. They don't do shit about it. There's tons of videos of it on my channel. I wanted people to know
Right,
where I
right.
came
I
from.
seen that. I seen because YouTube have little clips here and there and stuff, and I seen that, and I'm like, I don't know. It's just so weird that people are actually they could fall out in the street and the cops could be right there and won't even go and help or
Nah,
nothing. I
yeah,
guess
they
because they're
just
so used to seeing it every single day.
yeah, they've given up on Kensington pretty much.
So do they clean up down there? I mean, because I know
No.
it looks like it's down, like in a down area with a bridge or something.
Yeah,
Looks
it's
like.
a bunch of blocks. There's bridges, there's train tracks. People go up on the train tracks and get high. There's an L, so it's right underneath the L. There's a lot of prostitution down there. I was down there. My addiction took me to living down there and being homeless down there, living in these trap houses, living in these hit houses, um, rolling around with people that were doing anything that they had to get by, like living in like on the outskirts of society. Like I wasn't planning on coming back home. Like I have my kid's mother, she struggles with addiction, so my kids had to deal with that, you know, and that's why like we stay with my family. I had to move back home with both my boys because we had nowhere else to go. Um, and it was hard for me to even become a father again. Like I thank my family for being a huge support because if it wasn't for my family, my kids would be in foster care. I
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
lost my kids. Like I had CYS in my life. Like I've 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 had times clean, like lots of times clean, and then have let my family down, let my kids down by relapsing and disappearing again. Like the history of addiction and what goes on it, with the families, with the kids, people around them that are trying to help the person that's addicted. That's hard on them. They go through their own turmoil and their own pain, and it's sometimes worse for them because they got no drug to numb themselves to get away from that horrible emotion. They're just stuck with whether you're alive or dead and whatever turmoil you've left them with. So I had to come home. I
Mm.
had to really swallow my pride and try to rebuild my life, and I've been
Yeah,
on
yeah.
methadone. I haven't done any hard drugs for almost 4 years, like heroin, coke, pills, shit like that. Only thing I've done is smoked weed and,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, taking my methadone. And I'm trying to wean off of methadone now. I'd like to try to maybe live off of methadone because it's a tremendous strain on my life. I don't get take home bottles. I have to go to this clinic every day to get dosed. I don't live like a real person. It's
So
almost
is
like I'm still going
methadone
somewhere.
is methadone okay, so is methadone it's another
It's a
drug to wean
narcotic.
you
It's
off
a
of
narc.
another drug, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's a
Oh,
narcotic. Like if you were to take methadone, you'd be really fucked up off it. Like it's an opiate.
so but then you get addicted to that too, right?
Yeah, I'm addicted to that. That's what I'm trying to get off of now. I am addicted
Oh,
to that.
okay.
But I was
Okay.
able to stabilize my life. Like I didn't have to keep feeding my addiction. Like I go to get my dose in the morning, and it holds me all day long and night, and I could go to work and I could work and I could, what I'm saying, come home, be with my kids, go to basketball practice. You know what I'm saying? Like it stabilized my life. But
Wow.
people
But
get
I
to a
also
point.
heard, Tommy, I don't know if this is true or not, but I also heard that it starts messing with your sexual performance. Like when you're doing that, you can't really, your penis can't go on hard.
Well, that depends on the person. I mean, my shit works just fine,
Okay,
just fine.
okay, okay.
But nah, no, you still get hard. The thing is it takes a while to come. Like you'll have to really work at it to bust a nut. Like it'll decrease your libido like that. Um, but like I've been on it so long, my body's so used to it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like I'm so used to it. Like if I was off of methadone right now, like I wouldn't. It would. Like I wouldn't last that long. Put it that way. But now
Wow.
that I'm on it, I last an extra. I could fuck all night long, honestly,
Mhm. Mhm.
for real.
Wow. Wow.
Oh,
So yeah, I
wow.
mean,
So yeah,
what
I mean,
who's am I being recorded? There's an echo. There an echo? So Jennifer
wait, what'd
said,
you say?
wait a minute, Tommy. She said, I was on methadone for many years. I feel you, Tommy. It helped me also, but okay. Oh, but she said it's a hard, yeah. So Jennifer said the same thing, Tommy.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I know she probably just want to remain in the chat. I know she probably don't want to come up. I understand that, but I'll definitely put her comments, um up on the screen and everything. So wow, it takes years.
Did
Of
she get off
Hmm?
hard kick? I'm wondering if she got off it.
Yeah, she said it was a hard kick. She
Yeah.
said that I feel she
People
said
have
it
gotten
helped
off of
me.
it. I know
Hmm?
I could do it. I know I could do it. Like people have gotten off of it. I know I could do it.
Yeah.
I just have to just try a little harder.
Hmm. And
Some
you take
people
this you take this every
every
day?
day. Yeah, every day, every
Oh
morning.
wow.
Every morning, and if I didn't
Mm.
get it, I would be sick. I'd be sick. I'd be really sick if I didn't get it. And the withdrawal is worse. It lasts longer. Like when I got locked up, I was so fucking sick when I was locked up. Um, for a while, like I didn't sleep right for months, like even a year. I couldn't sleep. Um, with that, when I was coming off that shit, it was the worst withdrawal ever. I can't even put it in the perspective for you if you haven't gone through it. Like, all I could tell you is to educate your kids. That's why I did my channel. I want people to be educated a lot because I want people to know what these pills do, what these drugs do, what's out there waiting for your kids, because I didn't know until I took the shit
Right. And
and I
how
was
old were
already
you,
hooked.
Tommy? How old were you?
I was like 17, 18.
Oh wow.
I was like in my last year of high school
Mm.
when I really started doing them like heavy, and I didn't graduate. Like I had to go to summer school and alternative school for a little bit of the next year just to get a diploma. I couldn't walk or go to my senior prom or do any of that stuff.
Wow.
I lost a
Wow.
really good girlfriend who I was going to marry over this addiction. I lost really close people, good people, that just
Hmm.
weren't strong enough to deal with what I was putting them through. Like, being an addict, you're very selfish because you just want to feed your addiction and you
Right.
don't care
Right.
about who you hurt. Like, I didn't care about who I hurt on the street if I took from you or whatever. And that's just a
Yeah.
sad way to live, man. I just hated it. I really needed to find God. Like, God
Hmm.
helped me with this journey, and I still rely on Him every day. You know?
Oh yeah. You know, all you got to do is is just pray and just keep doing the right thing, and gotta be
Yeah, I
there for
pray
you.
all the time.
That he'll never leave us. You know what I mean? Even though we might want him to come right then and there, but it's not our decision. He gonna come when he gonna come. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, you're on the right track because you got off of that. And but it's some people out here that's still struggling.
My
Um,
kid's mother was still struggling, and she was not in. I that's why my kids are with me. Like, they've lived with me for the last 4 years. They've been here. They've gone to school here. I have a 6-year-old boy and a 12-year-old boy, and when I first came back home after I got sober, my little boy was very little. He was only 3 years old, 2 years old. He was a baby when I was fucking up, and I have a lot of guilt for that. And so I really just try to be so much in their lives, and they got fucked up shit going on because their mother's got her priorities fucked up with her life too, and is caught up not so much using now, but was using. But there's other shit going on there, and my kids are
mhm.
hurting because of it. They don't have
Yeah,
their mother, and
yeah,
it's fucked up. My mom is a great grandmama, a great nana. Like, I love my mother, helps me so much with so many of the motherly duties for my children, and they want their mother. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? They almost were like the bad guys in a lot of instances because when her mother picks them up, it's like a free, can do whatever the fuck they want for the weekend because there's no stability or anything like that there.
mm-hmm.
And it's a whole big dramatic thing that is always involved with people that use and wind up getting pregnant while they're getting high. Like, we should have never had kids. We were in our addictions. Like, these babies came, I don't know, like they weren't planned.
Yeah. So let me
So
ask you. So let me ask you this, Tommy. This is something that I've always wanted. I was wondering. So when a person goes under that, the influence of the drugs. I'm saying, far as the women, and
mm,
how they nod and bob, and just kind of just zone out.
yeah.
Do they run the risk of being violated? Because I've seen
Yes,
a lot of, and I'm talking about the women that I've seen laying on the
man.
sidewalk
Women
on.
get abused so horribly. And I know this firsthand because I have a lot of friends, a lot of very, very close friends that are currently on the streets prostituting themselves, currently using, currently caught up. And I hear the stories of the shit that went on with them. And they've been raped, beat. I mean, every fucking crazy thing you could think, to be taken advantage of while under the influence, or to be taken advantage of because they know how bad that person needs the drugs and how bad, and they could just do whatever they want with them. There was a serial killer in our hood, Kensington. He was called the Kensington Strangler. I did a show on him where he would rape, and one of my friends was a victim of his. He would strangle these women while they were under the influence, whether he made a deal with them to prostitute, or he would just take a box cutter to their throat and drag them into an alley. He would strangle them, rape them, and then put them on display for people to see. He would have them in the middle of like a parking lot or
Mhm.
somewhere exposed, with on all fours with their face down and their ass up, with their bottom half of their clothes taken off, so their private parts are just exposed to the world to see. That's how he would pose his victims. And one of my friends got fucking in a thing with him in that time period and woke up in that position. I don't know, however much time later, after he'd already done it, with the marks all over her neck. Her eyes were bloodshot red for
Oh
being
my God.
asphyxiated like that, and her clothes, bottom half of her clothes were gone.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
she was exposed. She woke up on all four with her head in the what she said her head was in a puddle. Actually, think about
Mm.
that shit, man. It's crazy. And she went to the police and she gave a sketch, and
Mm-hmm.
they caught that psycho.
Wow.
But there's other
Wow.
ones out there that do the same shit, man. There's a lot of
Hmm.
sick fucks out there, man. And they
Yeah.
take advantage of the addicted. And the police don't tend to listen to them so much because they're prostituting. And they don't tend to go to the police because you're not supposed to talk to police. If you're even seen talking to the police in that hood, that can get you killed.
Oh, wow.
People don't
So,
talk to the police. You
so
can't talk to the
I
police.
also heard that too. That people that go down in that Kensington area, they don't leave. They get
No, you get
stuck
stuck
down there,
down
and
there.
they don't
Yeah, that's
leave.
what happens. Yeah, you get stuck because it's like Walt Disney World for a drug addict. Every goddamn corner got every drug you could think of at all
Oh,
different, and it's
okay,
cheap.
okay.
And the drugs are cheap down there. The drugs are half the price down there than they are in Trenton. So people would go down there, but the shit they buying ain't dope. It's fentanyl laced with veterinary tranquilizer called xylazine, which causes people's arms to get infected and their flesh to get eaten out from the inside. Some of these people look ungodly.
Mm.
They look like zombies. Their bodies are sored. They got open sores and wounds and shit all over their face. And a lot of the women are getting abused, man. They got busted faces from either being beat up while they were prostituted or being pimped out. There was
Oh my God.
I did a couple of interviews with people down there while I was down there. The whole last fall, spring, and summer, I did a big outreach in Kensington. I went down there every week and fed people pizza and gave them water and tried to talk to them about getting out of that hood and trying to
Mm-hmm.
let them know that they can get out of that hood and that it's possible to leave that hood and to stay out because it's a call. I live so close to Kensington. I live so close to Philadelphia. It's a close drive. It's always, you know what I'm saying? So that fucked with my addiction the whole time growing up, knowing that I had this spot that I could go to at any given time and get whatever that feeling that I crave so badly. You know what I'm saying? It was
Mm-hmm.
that place would fuck with me. So I try to tell
Wow.
people they can get out of that place. You can escape. There's possibility for you to go back and be with your children. A lot of people, they're forgotten. That I wanted to be forgotten. I didn't want to come home and have my kids see me anymore and have my family see me anymore because I wanted them to just forget about me because I was so down and so beaten up and so fucked up in the head. I didn't want to fucking deal with life. I just wanted to wallow into existence. I was too scared to kill myself, but too I didn't want to go home and live regular life. So I wanted to just keep getting high and live in this fucking and it's like time doesn't exist in a place like Kensington. Like time does nowhere. Like you don't there's no progression. There's only decline.
Mm.
It's
Oh,
a
wow.
it's a horrible place, man. Like when I first discovered it and I would make runs back and forth every day going back and forth. It's a fucking nightmare to live like that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm.
You're in your own prison in your own mind.
Wow.
That's, and the shit you see down in that hood too, the violence, the other shit you're exposed to, there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people suffering with serious post-traumatic stress from that.
But there is resources down there, right? I mean, do people,
There are some, yeah, there are. There's some
mm,
programs you can get in. There always could be more, but there are. There's a place called Prevention Point. They hand out clean needles and they try to get people into rehab. There's opening. They hand out bad date sheets to the women so they know who to look out for. Like people, a bad date list, literally. People that have been told that like this car, this license plate, this man, a
mm-hmm,
person doing
mm-hmm.
this, whatever. Anything that they can do to help. They had to do a lot of evictions. People would camp out. It's like a tent city right underneath the L train down there. So they would have evictions where people would clear them out and you know
Mm. But then they probably come back though, because I
oh
know what
yeah, they come
I
back.
saw was the police clearing them all out, but then they all kind of trickle back. But what amazed me is how they were able to set up tents down there all along the street in the back. I mean, all over.
Yeah.
You
Mm.
know, yeah, and I was like, wow. So they're allowed to do that part because there's nowhere else for them to go, right? No housing for them.
There's some, but people got to go into shelters for a while before they can get access to those apartments, low income apartments. There's programs. There are. But listen, a
Hmm.
lot of people don't want to go to shelters. They don't want to stay in shelters because there's rules in the shelters. People want to keep getting high. They don't want to have to go and stay there and stay in. They have to be able to be out on the street so they can constantly get that bag because these drugs wear off so damn quick that people got to constantly be copping left and
Oh.
right. So they just have to
Mm.
stay down there. That's why people are stuck down there,
Yeah, because I remember a couple of girls they did an interview. So it was something some channel, but anyways, they kept saying, "Hey, I be wanting to get out of here, but I can't. I can't leave." You know,
man. They don't
it's
want to leave.
crazy. Hey, Erica, what's going on?
Hey, girl.
You done with your live stream already?
Absolutely. You know,
Oh, okay,
you
okay.
know I'm over here. You know that.
Yeah, I
Yep.
know, but I peeked in and I was like, okay, you got a good crowd
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I
I was.
said,
I
just
was. I was. I was impressed. I
No
said,
doubt, Vato. That's what got me off of the streets was my kids, man. That pulled me out of that hood. You remember how you just said the girl said that she can't, right, Patricia? Miss Patricia?
right, you
Like she
can't.
can't, right? Well, I couldn't for a long time, but my kids and that emotion that I felt for them when I would see them and I would come home for like a birthday party or I would come home for some function and I would see the look in their faces when they would see me because I didn't look right. You know what I mean? And they knew that there was a problem. And even after I left, if I would leave, just knowing what they were feeling and going through, that shit would stick in my head when I went back to the city. And as I'm down there getting high, I'm constantly picturing my little boy crying or listening to his voice on the phone because he was a baby then. And that really rattled me. And I came home from it, you know? And I relapsed for 6 months after I came home, but I eventually had a really bad breakdown and completely stopped. July 4th of 2018 was the last time I used. And
Okay, okay.
yeah, like the
Oh,
kids,
that's
man,
good
my
timing.
kids, that
Yeah.
emotion, like your children, man. Like, I try to tell people that when I was interviewing them down there and shit. I was like, use your children, that love for you have for your kids, like
Hmm.
allow that to pull you out of this fucking addiction. Like, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. But I guess sometimes too. I mean, if a parent is maybe that's probably why a lot of parents when they go out or when people go out in the street, they don't want to be around their kids.
Yeah,
They
they
try
don't want
not to
them to
see the
see them
kids or
like that.
anything, right?
Yeah, because it's like that emotion, man, fucks with you. Because
Right,
you're not
right.
supposed to be doing that. You're not supposed to be, we're not supposed to be living like that. Even though we have this craving and we're addicted, whatever, we're not supposed to be living like that. That's not the way God wants us to live. And, your
Right,
kids don't want to
right.
see you like that. They're watching you suffer, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Wow. So it seemed
Absolutely.
like to
Yeah.
me it just always start with trying something out for the first time and then getting
Yeah,
addicted.
that's how it always starts, man.
Mm.
That Oxycontin, man. They did a really good show called Dope Sick on Hulu, and it describes this opioid epidemic and all the stages of the epidemic when people used to go to Florida to these pain clinics and get the pills, to experimenting with heroin, to finally getting on Suboxone to get off of it. It has every stage of the epidemic and the addiction of opioids. And it's a really good show to watch for people that don't understand or just want to. Michael Keaton's in it. Does a pretty good job. It's a good
Okay,
show.
okay,
It's called Dope
okay.
Sick.
Mhm. Wow.
Dope
So,
Sick.
mm. But you've overcome a lot though, you know?
Yeah, well,
You've
still
overcome a
got
lot.
ways to go. It's only for a day, like like I just stay within the day, man. I don't, you know,
But
I've
people, places,
relapsed.
and things have a part too, right? That plays a part in your recovery, right? You can't go back.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Mm,
And it
mm.
always starts with a female or something like that. The relapse always starts with something, not the drug, it's like something else. Like my behaviors change. Like I'll start acting differently and not doing the things that I was doing to stay sober in the beginning. And then eventually I'll experiment with a drug or do a drug. You know what I'm saying? Like I relapse before I even use a drug. A lot.
Mm.
When I don't live the way I'm supposed to live and do the things I'm supposed to do
Mm-hmm.
and start hanging out
Right.
with someone that's getting high. Like that's an automatic no-no. But if I start doing that, then obviously I'm not doing what I did to stay sober. And that's the relapse before the relapse.
Right. Okay. So
You know?
you have to completely remove yourself from people, places, and things that trigger.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah. That's a big thing. People, places, and things. That's
Now,
why I
Right.
had to get up out of
now,
Kensington, man. I had to get up out of Kensington. I had to stay away from all them people. And I had to try to
Mm-hmm.
live a different way, you know.
Yeah. So now, so when if you do you go back there, like, because your family's there, right, or what?
I did go back. I did the outreaches and stuff there. I live close to Philly. My whole family, we live in a suburb right outside of the city. I didn't grow up in the city, but my addiction took me to that city because we can access the dope there so easily. So I would go back and forth constantly and be giving people shit up here to feed my addiction and all that, you know.
Mm.
You know how
Okay.
it be,
Okay.
man. They had to pay double for me making that trip. And then I
Mm.
just, I'd be able to use for free in that instance. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people do that shit, you know.
So the people that you used to run around with down there, did they ever kind of clean themselves up and get on the right track like you, or are they still doing the same thing?
Well, a lot of them are still doing the same thing. I mean, to be honest, Kensington's full of a lot of people that aren't even from Kensington. Like a lot of the users down there, they ain't even from the city. Like, they come from all parts of the world, man. There was people from all the states, South Carolina, North Carolina, West Coast, Midwest, Chicago, all these places, and they wind up getting stuck in Kensington. You got people from Russia, all different countries that wind up in America and then getting stuck in Kensington. So there's a lot of people that aren't even from there. And a lot of people that I got high with, they're still down there using.
Mm.
Or they're at the
Gee.
methadone clinic where I go. I see people at that clinic.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
I don't talk to nobody, man. I threw myself into my work. That's what I did, man. Like I came home, I got a job, I started working. I would work all day, come home, spend the entire night with my kids, get up, do the same thing. And then the weekend came, I'd spend it with my kids. And I did that for like 3 years, man. Like real.
So your kids actually
I
was the
still do
ones that
that.
your kids was the actually the one that saved your life,
Yeah,
because it took
yeah.
the kind of, because of what they were saying, and
And my
then
family.
how they were, how,
And my family. My mother
right,
and my
right,
father.
right. So
They
you
were a
have
big
a
part of it
strong
too.
family.
mm,
Yeah, if you have a strong family,
I got a
yeah,
strong family, and
that's good. That's
we
good.
believe in family values, like Italian, like
oh
hardcore, old
no,
school Italian, like
not
family
Man,
that.
you got to
values.
kick that shit completely.
So
Complete. Once
Gato,
I'm
once you kick
trying,
that shit
yeah, no
completely,
doubt.
you good, man.
you know
You
what
got
the
kids
lesson
and
for
shit,
today?
man.
So what are you addicted to? I know you addicted to a lot of
Oh,
sex.
oh, none anymore. I
To
don't
getting
even
that
drink.
money, getting
I
that
used to
money.
be I used to do drugs though back in the day, like in
Yeah,
high
get the
school and
money.
shit. I was addicted a couple times, but I don't do that shit no more though.
To getting this money.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's levels to it.
That's right.
Some people go far,
man,
some
I was
people don't.
man. I fucked with lean. I fucked with perks. I fucked with man. I was a bar tart for a couple years, man. I don't even remember like 2 years of my life, like 3 years of my life.
That's Xannies, right? Bars, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even
Xanax.
like man. Like
That's a
3 years of my
strong
life was
drug.
like a blur. I had to stop doing that shit because man, you gonna
Mm.
Yeah,
die like
people
that.
black out on that shit. They
You
black
gonna die
out on
like that.
Xannies. That's a
Now,
fact.
can you buy that? What is that, like over the counter, or
Prescription
that's like a
drugs.
street thing?
Well, you can get them on the street too, but they making fentanyl pills now. You buy a bar on the street now, you better make sure that's a bar and not fentanyl.
Man, I used to get them bitches about 100 packs and just eat them. I used to get 100 pack a week and just eat them bitches.
Man,
Mm.
he's probably fucked up. He's probably fucked up.
I'm telling you, 3 years of my life is gone. I don't
Yeah,
remember what
they
that
take
shit
your
crazy.
memory. Xannies take your memory. You don't remember anything when you take
Oh,
Xannies.
you don't? You don't remember nothing?
Took my memory. I didn't remember shit. When the next day, I wouldn't know what I did. I wake up in jail, wake up in somebody's bed, wake up not knowing what I did,
What?
wake up with all my shit gone, not even knowing how I lost it. Yeah, blackout type shit.
Man,
Wow.
I had to kick that shit. I went to jail too many times. You know, when you go to jail, you got to sit down and shit. You gonna kick that shit. Um, Man, I'm just trying to get some money. I want more to life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be dependent on anything. Man, I love life
Word.
now. I don't even want to do drugs. I just smoke weed now. You know,
Mm.
back then, man, it was like dark times for me. Like I was in a whole different, headspace, man. Life was fucked up for me, but I
Yeah.
wanted better for myself, so I got off the shit. I stopped doing all that shit.
That's
So
what's up.
you kicked it. So you went cold turkey. You said
That's
no,
great,
enough is
Vago.
Man,
enough.
that
No
shit
more.
hard though. Man, them
Was it hard
withdrawals
to
you talk
stop the
about, Tommy,
perks?
them
The
shit was
perks?
real. I was
Yeah,
puking
perks.
for weeks, bitch.
Perks is tough,
I'm
bro.
I'm
Yeah,
sweaty and shit, passing out and shit. You just
yeah,
gotta take that shit to the chin.
Oh
yeah.
my
Shit
God.
sucks,
Man, you
Miss
got kids. I don't
Patricia.
even got kids, Tommy. If I had kids and shit, come on, man. That's the
Yeah,
ultimate motivation to kick that shit. You gotta
I
kick that
know.
shit.
That's why I'm on
Absolutely.
my way. I'm on my way. I'm weaning down slowly, but I've been on it so long. Like
Man,
this drug, I've been on
but
so
life
long.
gotta keep going, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't end up
That's right.
a statistic, bro.
Yeah,
That's my
no,
That's
fault.
you're
really
right.
how you die off that shit. You a statistic now, man. We in the global pandemic behind that opiate shit.
Exactly.
Word,
Mm. So, Candy,
word.
what are you addicted to?
Mm, no comment.
Everybody else done came clean. You got to come clean. I already said what I'm addicted to. So, what are you addicted to?
What'd you say, Miss Patricia? YouTube?
I said hair weave and
Oh,
wigs.
here we are. My bad. Yo, I'm dead.
I need to go to wig rehab.
I'm
Erica,
dead.
make the appointment. We're going to wig rehab.
Okay. I got my blonde wig on today, girl. Mhm.
So, Candy, what are you addicted to?
Mm,
I mean, it could be. I mean, it could be. It could be food. It could be exercise.
no,
I
I'm
mean,
addicted to food. No, that's like the last thing. The gym, and
whatever.
then
Okay.
no, yeah, that's the main thing.
Okay. So you're addicted to the gym.
Mm.
All
Oh,
right. All right.
alright. Well, my name is Erica, and I'm addicted to food.
Okay.
Oh, you
When
find that
was the
funny, don't
last
you?
time you
No,
had
that's real
But
shit though.
yeah, this
That's
is
real
real
shit
shit.
though.
I eat out mm,
Why, out of all
twice
things,
a
you could
day, 3 times a day. I used to.
Man, you could definitely be addicted to food. I feel like
Mm,
I could be
yeah,
addicted to food if I let myself be.
There's all
how
kinds of eating
Love food.
disorders
yeah,
out there.
Right.
yes.
Right.
People have eating
I have an eating
disorders.
disorder.
Yeah,
I,
man.
I must confess. That's right.
Well, that's not food. That's kind of like your looks. People are addicted on wanting to look. They bulimic, anorexic. They're not. They don't want the food. They
I
want to
don't want
not eat the food.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
When I eat
yeah.
McDonald's and when I'm done
Oh
eating,
wow.
I want
So
more.
Erica, you say you
Ah,
ate 3 times your addiction took you 3 times a day. So what
eating
was it
out.
like? A lot of junk foods and stuff that you crave?
Fast food. I
Okay,
crave
so you
fast
crave
food.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And hot
Wow.
dogs.
Oh,
No,
and
you
I
probably
crave
dead ass.
That's
McDonald's
right.
breakfast.
You just need to start
Hot dogs.
exercising, Erica. You
But
know,
I'm
yeah, I'm gonna
dead.
start. Yeah, I know.
She said hot dogs.
I know,
She
Vato. I'm
said
gonna get
hot
it.
dogs. She said I'm
man,
wow.
she
addicted
trying
to
to
Candy,
troll.
hot
She trying
dogs.
to troll, but man,
so
I
so
believe
Candy,
her
you
though.
say you're addicted to the gym. So what like you do? You lift weights and stuff like that? Are you addicted to the weights or the
Depends on the mood. Depends on, what mood I'm in depends on what I do there.
Oh,
I go.
okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. So, it's just like I said before, sometimes some people, I'm not saying all, but we are addicted to one thing or another, being it drugs or alcohol or cigarettes, food,
Food.
exercise,
Right.
you
I'm
know,
also, I'm also
sex.
addicted.
It makes me feel so good. It's so
Candy, if you when
comforting.
I lift for a while, like if I lift weights for a while and then I stop, I could feel my body want to continue to lift weights, like my
Oh,
arms and shit like
yeah,
that. Like
it
I
does.
feel that
Yeah, yeah.
when you get your
Mm-hmm.
body used to doing something and then you stop it, it wants to do what it was doing
Exactly.
before.
Go
Whether
get you
it's
some healthy habits. Read
yeah,
books, working out. That's what I got now. I got healthy habits, and,
In
and
the
I
gym,
troll. I troll now. That's my one healthy
exercising
habit.
and work. money, work, whatever, that whole thing.
Hell yeah, man. You just just spend your time on improving anything, some in your life, improve something. Just be productive.
I'm gonna improve on just eating more healthier first, and then probably go off to the gym. I have a gym membership. It's just I caught
Mhm.
COVID, and that really I was going to the gym, then I caught COVID, and that shit just fucked me up. Like now I'm scared to go to the gym. Like I got to touch on this equipment now. You know what I'm saying? But
What
I'm
you
You
just
get
do?
I'm
that
just
fit.
relaxing
All
right
you
now.
gotta do is
Yeah,
stop eating and go jog around the block once a
Yeah, you
week.
don't even need to
it's so
exercise
cold.
that
I'm not
much.
going outside right now. But when it warms up, I'm gonna definitely right now I'm gonna start off eating
It
healthier.
doesn't even have to be a gym. You just need cardio, like going for a walk.
Yeah, and not
Yeah.
eating out
Man, look,
as
if
much.
you eat good enough, you don't even need to do cardio, but you should though,
Right.
so you could be healthier. Work out some of that cholesterol you got stuck in them tubes you got.
That belly, all of it just goes to my belly. You know, Erica Kelly, it goes to my belly.
Erica, you
I don't know why.
Yeah,
It just goes there.
everybody. It's everybody's belly, not
My
just you.
weight
It's
goes
everybody.
to my stomach. Yeah.
Yeah, but you could lose that, Erica. Only thing you got to do is
Oh
take
yeah. Yeah.
a blue water pill.
You should have seen me. I was bigger than this. You should have seen me before. Yeah.
I'm telling you, you
Uh,
probably just holding more water weight. So
yeah.
if you
Before
start
you
taking
drink,
those
before
blue
you do
pills,
anything,
you
you're supposed
good.
to drink water. You drink water before you go to bed. It makes a difference.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So, so
Yeah.
yeah. So Vato, so you're saying that you you've overcome all your addictions, right?
Uh, yeah, but man, I had to go through a whole bunch of shit to overcome. I had to lose everything a couple times and get it back. I was just tired of, you keep doing the same thing, you gonna you if you do the same thing, you gonna get the same results. So,
That's the definition
I
of
just wanted some
insanity.
different shit. I wanted more. I wanted to be able to live life, man. You got to be successful to live life. I mean, at least in my head, the shit I want to do, you need money to do. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be successful. Fuck that drug shit. I spent too much time on that shit, too much money. Uh, Man, it was just a waste. It was a waste of time. It was a that shit was
Waste.
just, man,
You don't get
retarded.
nothing out of it
Exactly.
except for
Mm.
negative experiences and negative fucking results.
And I hate wasting
Hmm.
my time. You only got so much time on this earth. You know.
Facts. When you think about it
That's
like
true.
that, oh my god, you wasted like half my life with this drug shit.
Mm.
Man,
Time to
that's
put
how I
that
feel.
shit
Real
to an
shit.
end. Facts.
Yeah, you so you lose a lot of stuff from like jewelry and I'm talking about
Yeah,
like
Man,
material
money
material
just
shit.
things.
just with addiction. Yeah, man. I remember one
Money,
time I went through
clothes,
like three
jewelry.
thousand dollars in 10 days just
Mm.
on a drug binge. I'm like, man,
What?
Hold
I'm
on,
tripping.
hold on,
That was the
Vato.
last one I had. That was the last one I had. I ain't never doing that shit again.
George,
That's a
one time
big
hit the
one.
panel, fool.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
George is in the chat trying to talk shit to me. Hit the panel, bitch.
Nah, but I feel that, man, where you lose a lot of money and you start thinking like, man, if I had some of that money now, could have done bought myself a business or some shit.
Man,
Money I
I've,
Yeah.
spent
I've
on
easily spent
drugs.
like $50,000 on drugs. And I'm young. I just turned 23. I've spent, man,
Wow.
that shit retarded. I'm tired. It's just the same shit. I just keep doing drugs. I just keep losing money. I'm not
Hmm.
doing nothing for myself. It was like a circle until I died or some shit. Fuck that shit.
Mm.
And I'll be honest with you,
Wow.
now that I'm older, it's a little bit easy. Like I don't have the desire to use now. Like I used to have a real strong desire to want to keep getting high. I don't have that now. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's because I'm older and I've done wasted so much time already. It's like I'm done with the fuck shit.
Tell you. Plus, you got kids and shit, bro.
Plus
Man,
my kids and
you
plus the
gotta
shit
lead
that's
by
out there
example.
is,
Fuck that shit. Throw that shit away.
yeah,
Real shit.
facts.
I'm gonna pray
Hmm.
for you, bro. Man,
Appreciate that.
fuck that shit. You can't, man. Drugs. Man, drugs is taking the lives of too many people, man. I can't believe I let myself get into that shit. I feel like a flunky, but
Yeah,
you
you
live and
do.
you learn.
It kills your self esteem.
That is,
It's a fact.
wow.
And it's so many people, man. So many of my friends, so many people I know, man, either in jail or they dead. You know, their life
Mm.
is over because of this shit.
Yeah. Facts. Facts. A whole bunch of people doing life right now because of some shit they did on drugs. A split
Mhm.
second decision. That shit crazy. Fuck that shit.
It's not worth it. And your kids are innocent. My kids were innocent in this whole thing. That's what really fucked with me because I knew my kids were innocent.
Man, somebody got
Yeah.
to stop the cycle, man. You know, the drug shit been killing people for too fucking long, man. Too long.
Right. Exactly.
So how did you overcome, you know, being
You
a
gotta
drug
want
addict?
to. You gotta
You just
want
gotta
to.
want to. Just one day, just
Hmm.
Yeah,
cold
you gotta
turkey.
want,
Yeah,
man. That shit is hard because you really want that shit. That shit is extremely hard. That shit was worse than losing weight for me.
So what
But
was
you could do
those?
it though. It's definitely
Yeah.
possible. Fuck that shit. It's definitely possible.
word.
Mm.
But my kids, like I said, put my kids before me. And I don't even like care about the people I used to get high with or any of that shit. The feeling that I used to get when I used to get, it ain't worth it. It just ain't worth it, you know? Fill yourself with things that bring you joy more than that shit, you know? You got to get natural joy from life.
Fakes. Fakes. I was unhappy as a bitch. That's why I kept doing all them drugs. I had old
That's the
ladies and shit,
key.
but really I was still unhappy. You know, I did.
So most of all your money, Bato, just went on drugs. That was it. That was
Man,
your.
you know, I was making money, so I was like a six. I was like, what's that shit called? Whenever you an addict, but they can't tell you an addict. I was like a functioning addict.
Functioning,
A
functioning
functioning
Yeah,
addict.
addict. Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah,
was like a functioning
functioning.
addict. I do drugs all day. I'll make money all day, and that's just how I lived my life. You know what I'm saying? It just got to it like, man, I'm gonna end
Right.
up losing my life behind this shit. Like I'm gonna end up ODing, dying, off the bars and shit. Man, I was just
Those are the hard to stop too because you're functioning. So you don't hit a bottom really like
man,
we
that shit
did.
made
Like
me
I
do
hit a
other
bottom.
drugs. I'm not
Yeah,
responsible off the bars and shit. I'll fuck around OD off them shits.
Can you get
yeah.
addicted if you just try it one time?
The bars are fucking crazy,
I
man.
mean, if you like it, if you want it, you know what I'm saying? You like it, yeah, you could get addicted off one time.
Yeah,
One
with
time. Okay.
opiates, with those pills, yeah, man, those oxys, man, they had me so addicted. That first feeling, bro, I was like, damn, what is this?
Like, how do you
I,
know if someone's addicted? How do you
you can
know?
see like
You can see it.
signs. Oh, you'll see signs like all of a sudden they'll be asking you for money all the time. They be lying all the time. The shit start disappearing. They start losing weight. They start acting erratically. There's a lot of different signs, you know.
Yeah, you could tell I was addicted because I was high all the time.
Well,
They high all the time.
why do you think people become addicted to drugs or whatever? Why do you think,
Man, life sucks.
just like
Well, the
Facts.
world
depression?
sucks. The world really shitty. You just gotta, you gotta find you gotta find the good shit in it.
It brings temporary joy to a shitty world.
Thanks.
Facts.
Well, why is the world so shitty? Like, it's just like
Nah, but like I
wanting
told
to
you,
fit
Eric. Remember
in,
I
like
told
trying to
you?
fit in and stuff.
I
Yeah,
told you I
yeah,
grew
okay.
up and I didn't have like good self esteem and I didn't fit in. But when I did them drugs, I could talk to girls easier. I could do this easier. I could do that easier. So that's why you know what I'm saying. Like it changed it. It
Ah,
allowed me
okay,
to live
okay,
my
yeah,
life
yeah.
better. Coping with problems was I used the drugs to do that. You know, if I was happy, I used because I was celebrating. If I was sad, man, I was upset, so I used.
Yeah, just like you
But
use food, Erica.
same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was fat
It's
when I
a
was
little
doing drugs
different with
though.
food, though. Isn't it different with food? Like, I don't know if it is or if it isn't.
Well, you know what? Well, the thing is, addiction is addiction. I mean, food, you're
Yeah,
Yeah,
still gonna
that's
yeah.
crave
true.
it. Just like you crave that drug, you're gonna crave that chocolate
Yeah.
cake. You're gonna
That
you're
Yeah.
gonna
burger,
crave, you're
right.
gonna crave that cheeseburger,
That
and you're
hot
not
dog.
gonna be
That's
satisfied
right.
until your body's satisfied.
Thanks.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
Yeah, some people have to hit rock bottom to snap out of it. Fakes. I had to hit rock bottom like 3 times.
Yeah. Rock bottom.
Mm.
Mm.
Gotta hit rock bottom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where you're like, damn, man, like I never thought your I nevers are starting to come true. Like, man, fuck.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you guys this. So, um, what is your take on people that actually have drug problems but go to prison? Do you think they shouldn't even put them in prison? They should put them in rehab and not send them to prison
Hmm. It's a good
because they have an
question.
addiction?
Man, they
That's
pick and
a good
choose
question.
who they letting in programs. They
Yeah,
pick and
they
choose
do.
who they let in. Man, I really feel like they let like the privileged white people get in them programs. Cause you
Facts.
gotta ask the judge
I
to get in
agree
them
with that too.
programs.
Yeah.
You gotta
Okay.
have some money or something. You gotta have like a private attorney or something.
It's like everything with this country. If you got money, you're gonna get
And
whatever
Caucasian, you gotta be Caucasian with
shit
a
you
private
want.
attorney to get let in there. Your name's gotta be Mike or some shit, or David or some shit.
But as far
Okay.
as like people that are using all the time, like is that what you mean? Like do they belong in jail? Is that what you're asking? Like
Well, no, I'm saying if
um
they, their crime is, if their crime is, they're out there, whatever, they're wilding or whatever, but then they have a drug problem. But some of them are just being sent
oh,
to prison,
okay. So if
whether they
somebody
put them
kill
in a
or
rehab.
rob somebody, like if somebody does an
Right,
armed robbery, but they do it to feed an addiction.
right. And
Okay.
then and that
Ah,
person end up getting hurt or something
yeah.
like
Well,
that.
that
And
they still did that crime then. I mean, I don't know, man. Like
yeah, but if the person has
an addiction. Yeah.
an
Yeah.
addiction, don't you think that they should try to try
Well,
to
what it
send them to a rehab? Well,
yeah,
you've been
definitely. But don't you
prison.
Yeah.
think they should do time for or an original sentence for the actual crime too though? Like
Yeah, no,
I
they definitely gonna be held responsible,
yeah,
man. You know, people on drugs committing crimes, man. You know,
you still held
that's a menace to
responsible.
society. You know, you put people at risk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with
Yeah.
putting them in. I mean, I feel like they should serve a sentence if they're fucking hurting people and robbing people and
Yeah.
committing assault and robberies and whatever
Mhm.
else. Smash and grabs. There's a lot
Hmm.
of smash and grabs that go on with addiction.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
like as far as drug users, like you finding somebody with some drugs on them, throwing them in jail, making them do some stupid set. I don't know about that. You know,
What about
they
food
don't even
users?
they don't do that in
I'm
Philly.
just
They don't
saying.
even prosecute you as long as you pay
I'm
two hundred
addicted
and
to
fifty
like
dollars to the Philadelphia court
right,
system. They will
like sugar.
allow you to plead no contest, so they can use all their videotape footage of them recording the block where you copped, and they can arrest their drug dealers off of that evidence, and they don't prosecute you. You pay 250. two hundred
Oh
fifty
wow.
dollars, and
That
there's a
should sound like
there's
right. That
tons of
should
them.
sound like snitching.
There's hundreds and hundreds of them, hundreds of them.
Mm.
That ain't snitching. Snitching is telling on somebody. That's them
Snitching
not
bitches get
prosecuting
stitches
you.
every day. Yeah. Snitching
They
bitches get
Man,
they
but
gonna
it's just
use that either way.
some city got them cameras on it, like New York. New
They
York,
recording
be
everything now.
tracking
Just
drug dealers with
yeah,
their cameras.
you better put a mask on if you out there doing anything. They got fucking cameras on every single block.
I was
They
also
recording
addicted to like
everybody.
I was also addicted to caffeine. I drunk like maybe a liter or two a pop a day.
That's a
Yeah.
fat burner. You need to get back on
Addiction.
caffeine. Your big ass gonna
But
lose some
but
weight.
that's an addiction too. Yeah,
Yeah,
coffee.
drinking pop.
That caffeine. You gotta have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's an addiction. It,
that's why I
it
went to
can be. It
diet,
can
but
be.
and then sugar
Some people
too.
can't even function
Oh,
without coffee because they're like, oh
yeah,
my god,
coffee is addicting.
I gotta get some
Yep,
coffee in me. You know what I mean?
another addiction. Yep,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm addicted to
sugars and shit.
coffee.
Yeah,
I need a cup of coffee in the
caffeine.
morning. I don't feel right if I don't have it.
Hmm.
I
Right,
crave
because
it.
your body craves it. You know what I mean?
I
Your
crave it.
body, your body craves a lot of things,
Yeah,
especially if it's used to it. If you get your body used to something and you don't give it to your body's going to
right.
crave it.
My body
That's just
starts
like
shaking and shit. Like my hands be
that's
shaking.
just
Like
like I
oh
was
shit. Like
that
what the fuck?
right.
I
See,
need to
that was
eat
just like
something.
I was
Like
telling y'all earlier about
Yeah.
cigarettes. Now, even though the
right.
cigarette is a cigarette, I mean, if you smoke a cigarette, if your body's used to your body wanting a Newport, your body's used to Newport cigarettes. But mess around and switch and smoke a cool cigarette. Your body still, yes, it's still smoking, but it's still gonna long for that Newport because that's what it's used to. And you're gonna have to
Yeah.
adjust
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
body to get used to that cool if that's the pack that you know what I mean. So I've always say that that's usually what it is. Sometimes your body, when your body's used to something and then you try to switch on it, sometimes it'll fight you back. It'll fight you back. and you got to be
Yeah.
strong enough to overcome that. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. That's right.
Thanks. I be
Y'all
getting
know
high
what
off coffee. Me, I get a buzz off coffee. I don't even drink that shit like that. But when I do, I get a buzz.
yeah, yeah. So anyway, y'all, this was only an hour show. And I want to definitely thank Tommy for coming up and hanging out and telling us his story and everything. And I appreciate you, Tommy, because when I put the when
No doubt.
I did put the lesson up, I was like, I really hope Tommy come up because this is a great topic and stuff, and
I
just
appreciate you having it.
bring awareness to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate you letting me come up and talk. Thank you.
So Tommy, before you go, let everybody know, how they can, because I know you got a page and everything, right?
Yeah, my YouTube channel's my name, Tommy D Streams,
Tommy
and
D Streams.
yeah, you can
Okay.
subscribe there, or yeah, that's all.
Okay.
I
Okay.
appreciate it, Miss Patricia. Thank you. Have a blessed day, y'all.
You too.
Salute to you, Tommy.
All right.
Salute
And
to you
Erica.
shake
too, brother.
back off
God
that shit,
bless.
man.
All right.
Thank
All right,
you.
Tommy. All right.
Bye,
Thank you for all your
Tommy.
prayers. Appreciate it. Salute.
Anything you want to say before we cut out?
I
What you
love you,
want to
Miss
say?
Patricia.
Love
Like
you too.
always.
Make sure you come back tonight for Hump Day.
Have a good day, Patricia.
Oh, yeah.
Have a great
All
day,
right.
Patricia.
All
All
right,
right.
y'all.
See you later.
Okay, so we're gonna play some music to take us out. I'm gonna come back, wrap everything up. Y'all hold on.
Okay, girl. Have a great day.
All right, everybody. All right, everybody. The show is over. the show is over. Yes, I want to thank Tommy, Tommy, keep reaching for the stars, my brother, because you good. And Vato, you guys come up here, y'all have stories, everybody have stories, um and you think that some people are just about this rah rah, but when it really gets down to it, they have stories, you know what I mean. And Erica, like she said, she, her addiction to food, Candy, her addiction to workout and stuff like that. So and me, addicted to beautiful hair wigs and weave and all of that stuff. But we have an addiction. Our addiction is an addiction. What that's it. Some of us, we do have it. So anyways, on that note, I want to thank everybody, for coming out and hanging out and sipping hot tea with Miss P. And y'all, please keep y'all notifications on. But before I go, y'all already know I like to thank the Visor Gang. I like to thank the Visor Kings, the Visor Queens, and the Visor Honeys. The Visor Honeys. Please join the Visor Gang. It's only $3.99. And listen, y'all keep y'all notifications on, because you already know your girl is coming back in tonight at 9:30 Eastern Time for hump day, and we just gonna set it off. Y'all can come pop y'all shit, talk y'all shit, eat whoever you want to, you know what I mean? So, y'all go ahead and do you. Okay. On that note, I love you guys. All right. So I'll see y'all back in here tonight. All right. Love you guys, and we are out this bitch.